Yeah. So as yesterday we covered this session of in the interface we go. So we have understood what are different kinds of project templates. Okay. Now let's start with working with levels. Now as I told you that levels are called datums. DATUMS. So what are datums? The datums are building blocks. We need something to refer, right? In on the earth we live on the surface, so surface act as a basic area on which we are working our entire thing. So basically if I say that surface is a building block upon which we are, right? And for a building the entire building comes upon earth, right? But in that above plane of above the earth there are certain levels at which certain level of buildings goes up and then ends up. So what we say, like we say that we have level 1, level 2, level 3, this sorts of levels are there. We are telling Revit elements that you need to get created on this level. You need to get created on the level 2. You need to get created on level 3. Level is a way of us explaining to Revit that you need to be creating this entire element on this particular level. So level take care of every element. How? If I go to this Revit part, okay, over here you can see there is floor plan level 1, level 2. I am going to cut it off because this is a mechanical template that we are working on. You can see in the project browser there is a mechanical section altogether and there is a plumbing section altogether. The plumbing section has different sets of elevation views, and the mechanical view has a different sets of mechanical view. So these all are would be different from this plumbing side, and this is just to show you that what is the importance of a template. If you change and if you select a wrong template, you will end up having a wrong results for it, because in a mechanical ventilate template you can create some when you are creating a vent or you're creating a mechanical duct, the trim thing that happens between two ducts, if the one duct is on X plane and second is on Y plane, the connection between X and Y will get created automatically. But the same thing will not happen in an architectural template. So if I say here, this is a normal, the template that we have started from scratch. There was nothing in it. So this is not a template itself. It's just a project that we have started. So if we go to this elevation 1A, okay, in this elevation 1A, there are certain levels that I have created. This certain levels, the moment I have created these certain levels, you can see the corresponding levels being created accordingly. Now, right now I'm going to do just a small stuff, and that small stuff includes giving a symbol to it. Right now this is just a normal line which is called a datum. Okay, so in a way whenever I'm going to work on level 4, so the things will be get created on level 4, right? If I am right now and I go to this level 4 part and I press WT, if you see here, if I select level 4, cut off, now whatever I'm going to create here, a simple wall, you see what happens? Revit takes up on the 4th level, because 4th level is a datum on which we have set it. We have set out this datum in Revit that this thing will call a datum level 4, which would be how much, like if I put a dimension to it, I can know that it is like 14,000 mm above from ground. So if I want to create something above the ground, how I am going to create it? I need to tell Revit that this is a one reference thing that I want to create upon, which is some level from the ground floor. So this is me telling Revit that these are the places from which you have to create. In a similar fashion, grids will also work. I'll create grids and I'll say, okay, on all the intersection of the grids, I want columns. So Revit will automatically create columns on the intersection grids. So This is the way of measurement, the way of creating things in Revit. So what I'll do is over here, just delete it and delete it. I go to the top view, I'll click it. Okay, the moment I click it, it shows the datum properties, instance properties of this level and the edit properties of this level. So if I click edit, so right now if I change any of the edit properties of this point, every level which I have created here will have its different properties. Like if I put edit, I'll click edit here. You see there is a elevation base, there is color, there is line pattern involved in it. So if I change a line pattern to not to solid to dash dot and I'll press apply, what is happening? Right. So all the elements which were associated to that type and to that family got created, got changed. Now if I say that in the symbol part I want to have some symbol, but there is none right now, I have to upload the symbol. But now what happened is this, that you can see yesterday we have opened literally different types of templates. There were different symbols coming up. So those symbols were pre-loaded while creating those templates. So how to load a symbol? I'll go to this insert tab. Okay, insert tab, load family. In this annotation, if you go down, there are some elevation, like elevation custom, then there is like a grid circle, then you go down, then there is like label annotation, there is level head. Okay, that's what we want, level head. So we can upload 3-4 more different types of symbols. So that's what I'm doing. By pressing control, I'm putting 3-4 more different types of labels and I'm going to insert inside it. Now what will happen, the moment I click it and I change the edit properties of this level, I'll go down over here. Now inside none, you can see this relevant symbol got appeared. The moment I click it and I'll apply it and I'll OK, you can see these things happen. Now look carefully. The moment I click this part, there are some one lock is there, one dash, this square box is there, and there is a 3D. Now this is called extend. I told you about crop region, right? I told you about crop region. I told you about annotation region, right? Now these are kinds of an extents. When you were changing the crop region, you were seeing some little nodes on the 4 parts. So when you drag it according to the crop region, got expanded or reduced. In the same similar fashion, if you see this extends thing, this extends is a way of like configuring the boundaries. So if you see here, this 3D extent. Now there are 2 types of extents called 3D extents, okay, and 2D extents. Now understood that, guys in Bangalore, please write it down. There are 2 types of extents, 3D extents and 2D extents. As I have told you about 2 things. First is parametric and second is view specific, if you remember, right? So parametric is what? It is bi-directional thing. If you change one thing, it will be changed in other views. But the things which are view specific, it will not be changed. So in these extents, 3D extents is a parametric property. It's a parametric property. And 2D extents is a view specific. It's a view specific attribute. Put attribute, not property, put attribute. So if you see, 3D extent is a parametric property and a 2D extent is a view specific. So whenever your level is showing 3D, okay, you need to understand that this kind of a level will always be shown in this way everywhere. But if the moment I select 3D, I just click the 3D part, it becomes a 2D now. Now you see, if I change this small part, it is not associated. You see, understood what happened? The moment I select 3D to 2D, that lock thing got disappeared. This lock thing is called padlocks. PADLOCKS. These are called padlocks. These padlocks will be getting appeared in every environment in Revit. Whenever you're going to pin the element, whenever you're going to constrain the element, EQ thing, dimensions and then EQ, whenever you're going to associate with lots of different grids, whenever you're putting it a single line, there would be this padlock. And when you're using families, these padlocks are very much important thing. So we say padlocks equals to constraint, dimension, constraint, dimension. Padlocks equals to constraint, dimension. The moment you put a padlock, it becomes a constraint dimension. Then you can't no longer change it. Or whenever you are changing it, along with it, lots of other things are also going to get changed. So another point, it is not related to what I am teaching you, but there is an alignment command called AL, alignment, AL for alignment. This alignment command, whenever you are going to use alignment command, by default this padlock shows. And if you click that padlock, so whenever you have aligned one thing with the second thing, whenever you're going to change that thing, that other thing will also change according to it. So that's an option that comes up. But this padlock constraint is very much important for you to understand that, because it is going to be used in every other aspects of Revit. So if we talk about here in level, so in level, you see the moment I have changed this 3D to 2D by clicking on 3D part, you see what happened. This small little point shows up. This is called a node, and the 3D padlock disappears. And when I'm going to change this, like over here I change it. Now see, you can see the pre-highlighting thing shows me that actually this level, this datum exists with this length, and it will be shown with this length to every other elevation that you have created. But just for this particular elevation, elevation 1A, this will be shown here. If I click here, see, like I can tell you how it is being done. I go to this floor plan level 1. Over here I have created this levels, right? I'll just click it, write down CS. CS is equals to create similar. Create similar. So the second thing is, I don't want you to always use your mouse and then clicking here. This underside the panel of create panel, there are 4 construction modeling tools. These are 4 construction modeling tools for you to work in precast facility when you are making different panels. These 4 construction tools are one of the most important for you. Right now you would be using just this part of this construction tool called groups, right? But these groups can be used very innovatively. I'll tell you. So this groups, apart from this group, there is second command called create similar, which I have just wrote you down. I will be telling you about create similar. Apart from this create similar, there is a third called assemblies, okay, and then fourth there is called parts. So I think MEP guys must be knowing about assemblies. They must have used assemblies, and high-tech people who were working with us, they were also been using families of late. So the thing is, these 4 are the part of construction modeling tools in Revit, which help us in doing the shop drawings of precast. Very much, they help us a lot. So I'll tell you. So what this create part shows, like create similars. CS means I am working here. I don't want to first select the elevation, then going to select the edit properties. I just want to have this thing again. I need to be creating here only. So what I'll do is I'll select it and I'll press CS. Nothing is the same element with same properties, same edit properties and same instance property is now selected. Now I can just put it here. Okay, I just click here. I'll just click here and I just click here. Okay, over this I'll click it and I'll press RO. RO means rotate, and rotate I'll say 180. Enter. $180. So whatever commands I'm telling you, RO like CO for copy. So if you don't remember, then please do write it down. If you remember, that's perfectly fine. Now you see this have a different kinds of extents which exceeds up to this area. Now I just put it across here and I click this part. I see this is this. I'll click here. Okay, this is a way of me telling that this elevation will be shown up to this level. And if I click here, you see there's a difference between clicking this element and this elevation. The moment I click this elevation, you cannot see any extents here, and you just see that it has just a extent to which I can see, but not to the lateral extents. Why? Because in this elevation I have, if I see go to elevation view, over here I have said that I don't want to crop this view. So the moment I said I don't want to crop this view, that there are no extents. There are no extents from here. You can see everything. But when I go to this part, you see there are extents here. Okay, then I go to this go to elevation view. You see this is the area. After this area, whatever I am going to be creating, I won't be able to see. So what I'll do is over here I just say do not crop view. Okay, the moment I say do not crop view, it is not creating. Right now I am able to see it. Tell me how to erase it off. Good. The moment I do this, now I go back, you see the moment I'm going to click it, see there are no extents now. It is just showing that up to this part you can see, that you can control always, but your extents, anything that I am going to create here also will be seen in my elevation. Okay, so you need to understand these extents things. When you're going to start working on Revit, you'll understand how these extents work, because if you don't understand these, you won't control it also. Anything, any small part, any problems comes up, you will be always like, how to do it, how to solve it. So you understand this part properly. Now my question was, I put a WT here. I have now 4 elevations. Okay, so we were working with levels. So let's open every level. Okay, and I switch it off. I'll press WT. I'll press ZA, zoom all, and I just drag this project browser because I have short space, and I'm going to drag it to the bottom of my elevation of my properties palette. Cool. Now I press WT, I have a more space. Now see here, in this 2 parts, there is like crop views are there. I'll just select, I don't want to see this. I don't want to have a crop. And now, you see here, this is level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, right? Again, this is a level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. And this is a small level that is showing up here. I'll press how to select this level. Now, whatever I'm going to select, if you see in your status bar, what it is showing? What it is showing? Basic wall. I don't want to select this, right? It's a pre-highlighting stuff. I press tab. The moment I press tab, what is showing? Arey, be active. Tell me. You're not able to understand? You're not able to understand? I'm talking to you. Yeah. You. Yeah. So why you're not talking? You're shy. Huh? Introvert. Talk. When you talk, you remain active. Okay? You don't get bored. So otherwise, if you don't talk, you will be sleeping. Yesterday I attended because of the classes. I am not able to took your classes. I was in one of the meetings in Wipro, and man, the guy was like so, like, obviously he was more fattier than me. Okay, he was much more fatter than me, and he was like sitting like this. Okay, and his body language was saying that I don't want to speak with you. Whatever you say, I don't want to speak with you. And Me and Spiros went over there with a couple of more guys, and we were energetic. We were talking, and he was saying, "Oh, you want to talk? Okay, sit." The AC was not working, man. Okay, he does not need AC because he was just wearing one shirt, no ethical codes, anything. We were wearing complete suit, and we were frying us out. It was so much heat. So we went inside, and then okay. So for what thing you are for? So we need to discuss this project. Oh yeah, yeah. Do you want anything? Coffee, tea? Sir, water please. He bring in the water. We all sat up. You won't believe after 15 minutes, I was making myself, pinching myself. Dude, Level, you're not supposed to sleep. Level, you're not supposed to sleep. And I was pinching myself. Beside me, Spiros was talking, and beside him, Mohit Bupaya. You know Mohit Bupaya? He's a lead sales manager of TEF. He was also drooling. So Mohit said, "Sir, can we go to the toilet?" And then we went out. Then we washed our, faces. We had a little bit of coffee, and then we, bring us with us a water bottle. And for that meeting went off like 2.5 hours. It was unbearable for us to sit over there. Then I was like, engaging in some other discussion. Oh, you know that guy? I know this guy also. Just to make myself aware of I do not get sleep. And then I used to drink water, a lot of water. So this is a way of, getting us into the area. If you are liking this classes, so then you just water is enough for you. If you don't like the classes, then you have to do a lot more to remain awake. Okay. So, so speak. Okay. Speak a little bit of, if you don't speak, then you won't get it. And if you don't understand, then tell me that I don't understand. After this class, I'll again tell you, or go through these classes again. Because I might be very fast. Tell me that I can, then I would be slow. Okay. So because the thing is, there are lots of things to cover, and we have a very much less time. And I don't know for certain that I would be able to take your evening classes as well because of the work that I have. Okay. So over here, if you see, the tab key is a master key. Okay. And I hope Bangalore guys are able to hear me and understand. I think they are all sleeping, huh? Hello? Hello? Yeah, you able to hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Ambika, Ambika, you were late.
No, just 5 minutes.
Open your webcam, please, so that I can see you. Open your webcam. I need to see how many people are there. Show.
This is related to screen.
How many people are there? See how just what high? First of all, you are late, and then only 4 to 5 bunch of guys are there. Zia bhai came, huh? Chalo. You will be able to hear me, right? Properly.
Yes.
And able to understand, not sleeping, right? Awesome. Okay. So, as I'm saying about the levels, if I go down, If I go down over here, in order to me to select this levels, I press tab. Okay, now the status bar is showing. If I am now going to select that, I would be end up selecting chain of walls or lines. Again going to press tab. Now it's saying walls. Again press tabs, tabs, tabs. See, levels came. See, this is a shape handle, wall 1. You all are able to see the status bar? Tab, tab, tab. Now it came level 1. The moment I select this part, I'm able to select these levels. And then you can see there are 3 different stuffs to it. First of all, I am able to understand this is a 3D extents. Second, I am able to understand this box. This box tells me I can select it, the symbol will be appear, symbol will gone. If I select it, symbol will be again appearing. Now by selecting this part, now if you see there is no padlock attached to it. Then what padlock means to the levels? The moment I select this part and I go out, you see there's a pre-highlighting stuff. It is showing me that now if I remove my left clicking, it will be attached to the other levels. The moment I select this, see the padlock appears. Now in levels, padlock means if I'm going to change, all the levels relative to that will be changing. And now I'm changing the 3D extent of it. So you can see all the different levels will be also get changed. You have a seat. No, we have extra time. Yeah, I know. Just have a seat. 5 minutes. Okay. So if you select here, you just have a look at your different part. If you see, I am right now changing the 3D extents. So if I am changing the 3D extents, all the changes will be happening simultaneously on 3 of the windows. Now first thing, I am telling you about levels, right? The moment I click this level and I edit this property, I say I don't want to see the symbol on second end. I want to see it on first end. In a way, I am telling I don't want symbols on left end of my side. I want to the right end of my side. So if I uncheck it and check this one, you can check both the part as well. So the moment I press OK, you see everything come on this part of the side. In this part, you have to check this one. You know that we have unchecked it. Where? Yes, there are different ways of doing it. Yes, you can do this. Okay, in the same way, I'm going to click this part and I'm going to say, please get connected to this area and on the other end, and I'm unchecking it out. Now see what's the difference between a 3D extents and a 2D extents. Over here, I check this part and I uncheck this part. Now if you see here, this is much more similar, right? Over here, this is not very much similar. What I'll do is, I'll say, go to this 3D part, change here, and come out. Now see, this is a elevation 2A. If you go down sides, there's elevation 2A and 4A would be opposite to each other. Okay, and 1A and 3A would be opposite to each other. So this would be like north and south, this would be east and west. So you always see bidirectional associativity with level 1 and level 3, elevation and elevation 3, and elevation 2 and elevation 4. So what we are going to do is, if I'm going to change this part and I say, come here. So in a way, if I'm changing my levels from here to here, the length of my levels are getting changed from here to here, because it's like opposite to each other, right? So if I'm changing here, you can see this. The moment I'm changing here, now I can't see from this this zoom out that what I am going to select. So I am using my tab key and my status bar to know what I am going to select. If I am going to select here, I would be going to end up creating an elbow. So I will say tab, 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 tab. Now this is the right thing. Now if I select here, okay, you see what happened? That thing came. Now if I change this part and I say I want it to be through 2D. Now 2D extents, I want this 2D extent to be seen only in this view till this level. Now see what happened. Nothing happened onto this part because it was not a part of a 3D extent. So 2D extents become the view specific property which is going to be changed over here only. But what if all these customizable things you want to see it here also? So you will do one thing, you select it all, okay, filter. This is in this save selection video that you need to see how to select elements. The moment I create filter, I said I just want to have only levels selected. The moment I do this, in the contextual tab under datum panel, there is a propagate extents. The moment I select this propagate extents, click it. One second. I don't know, it's showing up a problem, huh? No, it's okay. The thing is, the moment I select this propagate, it's not opening it up. So what happens is this: the elevations which are opposite to each other, you can copy this arrangement of levels directly opposite to your this elevation. So all the 2D extents will be replicated here as well with the help of propagate extents. You just use this propagate extents in your system. Okay, and then tell me, are you facing any problems or not? I'm not able to do it. Sometimes it happens that because of hardware acceleration problem of this Revit, this will not work it out. Now, second thing is, if I select this level, I can do two more things. Like you can understand this padlock. Because of this padlock, you are able to change everything. The moment I select this part, it will remain 3D. But now if I'm going to move, other things will not come. Other things will not move. But the moment I put it back, it will again become a padlock thing. Second thing is, if you see here, you can change you can add an elbow. So there becomes an elbow. Over here you can put it like this. And second thing will be also like you put elbow, and when you're going to change it, it can show you that okay, this is in the direct alignment. And the same way you still change here, it is in a direct alignment. Plus you can change this part up and down, so that even the level remains the same, but you can change it because there would be lot of levels sometimes. So it happens because of that. Plus, if I say I don't want it to be 14190, I select it part, okay, and I change to 1500, 15,000. Moment I do this and press enter, now this part is 15,000 mm from this level. So this is a way. Second thing is, if I change the levels name here and I say XYZ and press enter, it will ask that would you like to rename corresponding views. Now why we need to press yes here and why we need to press no here? There are two different things to it. Like corresponding views means that if I press yes, and if I press no, there are two things. If I'm going to press yes, my new thing which I am putting as a rename thing will come up in my project browser. Right? It will start showing up in my project browser. But if I press no, it won't show in my project browser. Guys in Krishna in Bangalore, you need to write this out. If you think that you are Einstein and you won't be forgetting things up, then it's totally a completely different matter. But I would request you to understand why this box shows up. If it says, would you like to remain corresponding views? It is not just about that the name of this level will be changed in your project browser. This name of the level will always going to reflect in your sheets as well. So now in every project there are some different types of sheets. In every sheet we do not like to put sheet name exactly as our level name. We want these to be different. How? in a one project, there can be normal views, like there is a floor plan here, like there is an elevation 1A plan. You can create the duplicate of this elevation plan, and by duplicating it, you are giving it name for the GFC. Now there can be more than 2 levels inside your one single model, where the floor views, floor plans are same. Like whether you can call it plan or a level, but for different views can be used. How? Like if you see
level.
Yeah, if you have a hand, okay.
What?
You is hand. You can't.
Arey, you didn't hang. I was not doing anything. I didn't do anything. I was just telling stuff on the blackboard. So over here, if I press no, okay, the moment I press no, XYZ remains on the level. It will not change in here. Now, it is completely possible on the elevation. I don't want. I want to represent my levels with the different annotations, and on my sheets, because these views, which are showing in project browser, will be used in your sheets. So in your sheets, because sheets are for documentation purposes, it has an entirely different way of communicating on the client side. So obviously in there, I want to make it simple. But on the elevation views, I want to make it more elaborate. So that's why I would like to hit no button. Plus, over here, guys, if you go to this part, elevations or any ceiling part or a floor plan, you can right click it and say duplicate this view with detailing. The moment you do this, you will have another copy of this level. Wherever I'm going to say rename level 1 GFC or shop drawings, something like GFC drawings or job shop drawings, and press OK. Now there is no difference between these two levels. Whatever you're going to create and whatever you have created in level 1 would be same copied in a level 1 GFC drawing. But in Revit, there is a one rule that in sheets, whenever you are putting any view, you can put one view in one sheet. You cannot put this one view in 2 sheets. A one view can be used in only one sheet. So in order, like in a floor plan, I can have like a floor plan, a normal floor plan. I can have a floor furniture plan. I can have floor exit plans. So of a one level, I can have different plans, and I want to show it in a single sheet. Okay, so I'll create a duplicate of the view. I'll create 5 different duplicates for 5 different users. Like in one plan, I want to just show the furniture. On the second plan, I just want to show the doors and exits and emergency exits. Third plan, I just want to show the shell of the building, the exterior side of the building. I don't want to see anything else. So for the VG properties, you're going to select whatever you want and whatever you don't want. And you
like different layers.
Yeah, it would be a different layers. If you want to understand in AutoCAD terms, it would be different layers, but still very organized. In AutoCAD, there is a problem when there are like different layers. You're not able to understand. You're not able to see stuff. It happens, right? There are a lot of hatch patterns involved. There are a lot of different lines involved. You're gonna have to open the layer on button, and then you're gonna have to see, okay, this is for this, this is for that. But in Revit, everything is streamlined. You don't need to overlap things. You have for elevation, you have a different plan, but everything is inside of one single thing. So over here, when I go to this offset, and you see in XYZ, you understood. By clicking this, you can change the name. By clicking this, you can change the datum entirely. Now be careful. First, the moment you start with the project, the first thing that you need to create is, if there are no elevation, you have started with no template, then you're going to create the elevations. But if you have, after creating an elevation, the first thing that you're going to have to create is datums. Nothing else. The moment you start up with the project, you're going to start with the datums, and the first thing will be to create different datums along with its height, and then you're going to have to select all and select PN. Select all them and click PN. PN means what happened? It got pinned up. Okay, it got pinned up, and I think you guys were not the part of it, but you have to see the moment you select this pin up. Over here in this selection, there are selection toggles. You say, I don't want to select pinned elements. Make sure this is unchecked. When you do that, even if you want to, you can't select these levels now. Only wall will be selected, but the levels will not be selected. This is a way of you doing the thing. If I found out that you have not created proper datums, and if you have not pinned up and selected unselected this toggle, I would screw you. I'm definitely going to screw you. Because why I'm saying it, ultimately, if you do not pin it up, you will end up having problems afterwards. Because in some time when you are working in elevation, by mistake, you drag this level, even a 1 mile down or 1 mm up, the entire elements associated with this level will be changed. No one can change when you do this thing. First of all the people inside your team, if they know this part, they won't change it. Other external team, they can't see it, they can't change it because he can't even select it. He can't even select it. If you're going to select this part and say select pinned elements, okay, even this is pinned, you can select it and unpin it, and then delete it. But when you select this part and unselect this pinned element, you can't even select it. Now see, this is the unpinned element right now. It is getting selected, but this other levels are not getting selected. So I'll again say PN, and it becomes out of your reach. You can't select it. So even if you want to, you can't do the mistake. So why you're putting a loophole? Okay, that's a one way of saying it. Now let's come to the another part. I want to create another level. Now understand, the moment you are creating a level, your corresponding views are getting created. If you see, I don't want to have structural plans. I don't want to have ceiling plans. I just want to have a floor plan and an elevation. But when I'm creating a level, now please write, there are two types of levels. First is reference level.
Yeah.
First is reference level. Reference levels and active levels. Reference levels are shown as black. They are represented as black, and active levels are shown as blue. So in a matter of, like, if you want to create level of footing, you want to show road level, you want to show plinth level. Now obviously you will not be using this different views allotted to you. You come and sit, you also learn that. Okay, so what happens is in black and blue, that these black levels, okay, these are just for your reference purposes. You don't want their floor plans to be come up in your project browser, because you won't be creating a road level plan, right? You won't be creating a plinth level plan. You just need for the reference part. So what and how to make reference levels and how to make active levels. If you see here, I'll press, what is the shortcut for levels? Yes, good. LL. In the options bar, you can see there is a first option called make plan view. If I check it, if I uncheck it, I would not be creating any level. The moment I check it, I'm going to create a active levels. Okay, if I select and delete those levels, everything I've created on those levels will be also deleted. So if I uncheck it, what I'm going to get created? I'm going to creating reference levels, black levels. If I uncheck this make plan view in the options bar, I'm going to create a reference level. How? If you see, if I select this part, click it here, you see the difference? Yes. This is a level 5, which is shown as black level, And this black level, if you see in the project browser, there is no level 5. In the ceilings, in the floor plan, in the structure plan, you won't see any level 5 because it does not exist. It is just a reference level. If I change here and I put road level here and press enter, that's it. It's just a for reference, nothing else. Cool? Now see, this road level is being shown in everything. It is not like level is not parametric. This level is properly parametric. It will be shown in every part. Obviously in elevation only, not in plans. You can't see the levels in plans. You can see it in only elevation or sections. Because these are the reference plane, it is not going to happen that for one elevation there would be a reference and it won't be a reference for another plane. Even if it is there, you can always hide it. Like sometimes it happens that this is much more detailed plan. You can just select this and right click and say hide and view by elements. The moment you do it, this reference plane is not able to show up in 2A, but when you go to the level 4A, you'll be able to see it. So in that way you can control the visibility settings of levels. So all these you able to understand how to create a reference level. That is called black level. It is have no value, no active thing attached to it. Properly, if I'm going to create an active level, so I want to make sure that this is attached. Now, there's another option called plan view types. The moment you select this part, you can see all the 3 things are selected. But if you are a structural engineer, you don't need a floor plan and a ceiling plan. Just select. Yeah.
I'm leaving now, Level. I have some urgent work. So we'll continue in the evening.
4 minutes urgent work. You all are late and telling me about let me complete the levels.
Sorry?
What do you think? The Krishnagiri people don't have work. They are all free.
No. They are also having work, but I have some commitments.
I will just going to listen about Salesh thing. What Salesh has to say, because he was the only person on time. Salesh and 2 to 3 more people.
Okay, then the training should start on time and should finish on time only.
Yeah, so everyone should come at 9 o'clock. The guy who does not come on will not have an opinion to say. Just give me 3 minutes. The levels would be completed. Okay, it is your choice. If you want to be a part of it, you can remain. I'm completing this session within 3 minutes. Now see. The thing is, if I select here structural plan only and I press OK, okay. Now whatever levels I'm going to create, floor plans and ceiling plan will not be created. I just say LL and I say plan view types. I have just selected the structure plan. The moment I'm going to select this part and I press enter, you see the level 6 will only be shown in your structural plans, will not show in any of your floor plans or ceiling plans. Okay, this is the done. This is complete understanding of how to create levels. First datum. I don't want any of the confusions in this part. If you have any confusion, connect to me on Skype. Okay, but today I won't be able to because I'm having some different thing. But I would be, just write the mail, write the message to my Skype, and I will be reverting it back to you. But when you are starting working in Revit, I want everyone to have a clear head about datums and how to start and how to create it. This is all you want to understand about Revit. Okay, chalo. See you in the evening at 4 o'clock.